It's Adrian Bowe, CEO of Adrian Bowe Auctions and Training, coming to you with my national weekly wrap for auctions in particular. And it's the 27th of April, covering the 26th and the 27th of April. Now, we did see as a nation throughout Australia only 1,639 auctions. That could have been a long weekend issue in terms of Anzac Day. That is down significantly from over 2,000, which we typically see on a weekly basis throughout the nation. That was led primarily, though, with Sydney and Melbourne, those two major cities, with 400 auctions each, being just over 400 for both of those cities. Now, last week we did see a National Auction Australia clearance rate of only 57.6%. That is down from the hovering 63 odd percent, which we've seen over a number of weeks. And again, last week was Easter, so that could have been affected there, so I wouldn't be too concerned about that. A few topics which people are bringing up to agents in the marketplace, and obviously as a coach I'm assisting my clients in overcoming some objections, not necessarily to convince owners to do anything in particular, but just to add value and be a trusted advisor. Interest rates is obviously one of those topics. Many owners are suggesting they may wait to put their property on the market, presuming that prices will go up. Well, that may not necessarily be the case. Sure, we could see a couple of reductions there. Inflation, being underlying inflation, is still above the target, so it may or may not happen, but certainly inevitable this calendar year. The main factor which I'd be reminding clients is the supply and demand issue, which is more of a determining factor on pricing, in my opinion. Rates will always be hovering somewhere in that sort of 6% plus at the moment. You can get something around that sort of mid sixes, with the RBA cash rate being at 4.1%. Sure, if the cash rate goes somewhere in that high threes, you might see rates around 6%, which is a very sensible and sustainable interest rate in any case. We're never ever going to see 1.99 or 2% again. So supply, I think, it will be more of an issue than interest rates. So if there is an oversupply of property, obviously that can dilute buyers and can dilute interest, and obviously can dilute registrations at auction. So I'd certainly be reminding your owners of that, and rates, counting on them coming down in order to place your property on the market, I don't think is terribly intelligent. There could be a motivation there to get it on the market, and I'd be doing that while stock levels are still reasonably low. Tariffs is another topic that often comes up. I think that is much less of an issue than people may believe. Even if China loses America as one of their clients, we will be the beneficiaries of that, being a very close geographical ally to China. That just means that we'll be able to buy goods and services a lot cheaper here, especially in the supermarkets, and that could go towards helping with the cost of living crisis. So wouldn't be too concerned about that. The election as well, many people are talking about that. Once again, it's probably the most unremarkable election campaign I've seen. It was certainly an unremarkable budget that was handed down. These days, the left and the right are very moderate. It's not like the old days of Bob Hawke, who was a true Labor man, and John Howard, who was a true Liberal man and a Conservative. These days, both party leaders are very moderate, and so are their policies, if they have many. And I don't think when we wake up on the 4th of May, anyone's life is going to change dramatically there. So I wouldn't certainly be holding off or be too concerned about the election there. Now, going into the weekend of auctions that I conducted, despite a low national interest rate of, or clearance rate rather, of just under 60%. As chief auctioneer for the Tesolin Group, Ray White, we were very fortunate enough as a group to clear around 85% of our properties, which was outstanding. Some great results here. 𝐻𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐻𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 Sam Yazdi in particular, 3 Petter Close in Woodcroft. That was an outstanding sale there with 1,656,000. That was about 200,000 over the reserve price, 12 registrations, and that was a new suburb record for under 700 square metres of land. So terrific result. Sam also sold 14 Hinkler Place. Elliot also conducted that auction. That's in Doonside, and that was for 1,592,000 with 10 registrations. So terrific job. And also Elliot conducted a great auction for Ronald Ramirez, also part of the Ray White Tesolin Group, and that was at 1 Meander Crescent, The Ponds, and that was a home and a granny flat there for $2.2 million. Very competitive auction. Then I personally conducted all of Josh Tesolin's auctions there, and we had some terrific results, outstanding sales, just with his ones in particular, given there's quite a few of them. The average registration was around 5, and all of them sold at or above reserve, and I'll just quickly run through them for you. 58 Tambora Crescent in Mariong, that was a house and granny flat, terrific result at 1,330,000. Congratulations to John, our client there, lovely vendor. 8 Madeline Circuit in Schofields, that sold for 1,550,000. Terrific family home there. And the Townhouse 9 at number 6 in Quakers Hill, that's at 6 Blossom Place, that sold for 880,000. Outstanding auction. 8A Manor House Boulevard, also in Quakers Hill, the core market for Josh, selling for 945 for a duplex. Terrific result, well above market. 26 Owen Place, also in the core market of Quakers Hill. We sold that there for 1,255,000, a lovely family home. Then we went on to 96 Walker Street in Quakers Hill, core market for Josh, 1,224,000, a 3-bedroom, lovely renovated home there, and a terrific family looking to move in a different area. 12 Kadina Place, that was in Quakers Hill as well, core market, 1,551,000, 4-bed family home, well above the reserve, and an outstanding result there. Some terrific competition. And then finally 67 Guernsey Avenue in Minto, slightly out of the core market, but it just goes to show that if you replicate a very fortified and impervious process, despite me not necessarily advocating to go and deviate out of your core market unless you do have a fortified process, then it is easy to replicate that, and we certainly did that there at 67 Guernsey Avenue in Minto. Sold for 1.2, 200 over the reserve price. There was a previous agent involved, a local agent, who unfortunately was unable to achieve, I don't even think, $1 million for that one. So what a lovely family it was to sell for. Beautiful Tongan family, which showed a lot of affection and hugs after the auction, which was a really sobering and terrific, lovely experience. And that was a nice 4-bedroom home there. So lovely to come and to deliver my news for this week for the auction wrap. Look forward to seeing you next week, and stay safe and God bless.